Mheshimiwa Kuria here says that he attended the chairperson's meeting, but I'm wondering, were the chairpersons of the oversight committees present, those from the Azimio side?
No, because you see, the president was setting an agenda for his government. And like you said, the chairpersons that attended are those from the departmental committees that are directly, of course, linked to ministries. You see, when you talk about chair finance and chair budget, they're directly linked to the treasury minister or treasury CS. You talk about chair health, directly linked to the minister or the CS for health.
Right.
The other committees, chairs, were not invited because, I mean, really, their roles are a bit different because this was clearly an agenda-setting meeting for government, and government works through the CSS, who, of course, directly get involved, of course, to the departmental committees. But again, there is a point that my colleague and my learned colleague, Senator, said about the need, you know, he finds no need for one to have a meeting. You know, I saw him at pains to explain that the meeting was not really a necessity per se, and he said Kibaki did things overnight. I don't know whether Thika Superhighway was built overnight. I mean, really, there is nothing that is ever done overnight. Everything requires planning. I mean, it's a common sense. It's common sense to say that if you fail to plan, then you're planning to fail. So what the president was doing clearly was really planning on how to run his government. If, of course, you see him having, you know, perpetual meetings, you know, every weekend, then you'd raise alarm. You know, any genuine person would raise alarm if those meetings are really done periodically without results. But this was an inaugural meeting. It was the very first meeting to set an agenda. It was the first meeting that the president was meeting the members of the other 47 governments. You know, it was the first meeting. It was the first time he was meeting the members of Parliament and leadership of the Parliament, owing to the fact that at times the House the houses of Senate and the National Assembly at times, you know, get into loggerheads. And it was also, you know, very categorical that he will not allow unnecessary litigation, intergovernmental litigation, that we should embrace alternative dispute mechanism, you know, dispute solving mechanism like arbitration and mediation. You know, we've got about 5 cases, you know, against 4 against either of the houses, the Senate and the National Assembly. Right. So he said it's unnecessary. And you know, those litigation of those matters in court are paid for by taxpayers. Lawyers are sought from outside, they are paid. The Senate gets their lawyers, they are paid to a tune of 10 million per matter, depending on the weight of the matter. You know, and the matters drag even for years, and you know, those they are usually interim orders that hold such laws that would help. There are supremacy wars between the Senate and the National Assembly. So he said, for example, in our meeting, that he wouldn't allow such to happen because everything rises and falls on leadership. He said we should embrace communication. We should stop talking at each other and talk with each other and have a sit down in everything. Then he also said intergovernmental issues, and that one was set on the AG, that he shouldn't allow intergovernmental matters taken to court. You know, like you see one ministry takes the other to court on matters that would be resolved by having a sit down and talking. So I really see a president that really set his agenda. He wanted to explain to the people, to his government, his agenda, his vision, his purpose for this country. And I think that was quite positive for the president.
Senator